Our topic is C.M. Charles, Synergy and Behavior Management by Jackie Ellis and Elise Whittington.
The presentation will help students develop an understanding of what synergetic discipline is, what it looks like, and how to implement it into their future classrooms. Regarding class climate, a synergetic classroom is one that's classroom environment is positive and encouraging, resulting in students continuously learning and growing, rarely misbehaving, and feeling constantly motivated and excited. It is one that creates a sense of community too. Classroom synergy is produced when the following 9 elements are put into place: ethics, trust, charisma, communication, interests, class agreements, co-opetition, human relation skills, resolving non-disciplinary problems and conflicts. All 9 of these elements are essential to creating a synergetic classroom that is supportive and trusting. Regarding rules, behaviors, and procedures, very little misbehavior occurs in a synergetic classroom. However, when it does occur, the teachers and students must work together to identify the problem, its cause, and work towards solving it as soon as they possibly can. It is important in this type of classroom to allow students to help establish class agreements regarding rules and behaviors. Being able to do this gives students a sense of responsibility. And then regarding planning and instruction, teachers should take the first few days of school and with their students work together to form classroom agreements concerning learning activities, personal behavior, and instruction. Teachers must also plan to incorporate the 9 essential elements that produce a synergetic classroom and create instruction that is based around the interests and needs of their students. Additionally, they must plan activities and lessons that are exciting and fun that cause students to be better engaged in the classroom. And this type of classroom management would be considered to be a low control theory.
This is an overview of synergetic and behavior management. C.M. Charles's approaches, which he calls synergetic teaching and synergetic discipline, gives students motivation, grabs their attention, and produces a positive and encouraging environment in which there is a mutual trust, resulting in little misbehavior. Synergy is a condition characterized by heightened energy, creativity, and productivity. Synergy teaching refers to working with students in a way that brings about classroom synergy. Synergy discipline is that part of synergetic teaching that helps students behave responsibly. Synergetic discipline concentrates on 2 things: 1, removing the causes of misbehavior, and 2, correcting misbehavior that does occur by dealing with its cause. In order to produce synergetic teaching, the following 9 elements are needed. Number 1, ethics. It is important for teachers to model ethical behavior, to build trust within the classroom, to promote students to also behave ethically. Number 2, trust. The center of a synergetic classroom must be trust because everything else revolves around it. Number 3, charisma. Students are eager to follow teachers that are charismatic because positive behavior and excitement is contagious. Number 4, communication. It is the second most important element of synergy. Verbal communication between teachers and students contributes the most to synergy. Number 5, interests. It is important for teachers to plan lessons according to their students' interests in order to make learning fun and engaging, so they develop a deeper understanding of what is being taught. Number 6, class agreements. Students are allowed to come together with the teacher to form class agreements. This should be done at the beginning of the year. Number 7, co-opetition. Co-opetition is when students form groups and compete against each other or other classes. It can be implemented in nearly all curriculum areas. Students are most excited about this element. Number 8, human relation skills. Synergy cannot occur unless students and the teacher are considerate of each other. Students should treat each other the way they want to be treated. Number 9, resolving non-disciplinary problems and conflicts. A problem requires immediate attention and seriously affects the entire class. A conflict is a dispute between either a student and a teacher or a student and another teacher. As you can tell by this picture, trust is the center of this theory.
Misbehavior rarely occurs in a synergetic classroom because the students are in a trusting and supportive environment. If misbehaviors do occur, it is usually at the beginning of the year because the trusting relationship has not been fully built and established. To deal with a problem, the teacher must address it immediately and have students figure out the root of the problem and correct it. The way to approach misbehaving students is to ask them, "Is there a problem I can help you with?" Or, "Can you help me understand why this is happening? I'd like to help fix the problem." The teacher should also not always take things personally. The teacher should also remain calm at all times and not fight back even if there is a problem or conflict between the teacher and the student. Instead, the teacher should try to be positive and be helpful. It is better for both the student and the teacher to calm down before addressing the problem any further. And now we're going to talk about ways to implement synergy in a middle school classroom. One way to implement synergy regarding behavior management is to introduce and create classroom agreements and expectations at the beginning of the year. This can be done in many ways, but today we are going to talk about it by having students get into a circle on the first day of class and have a classroom community meeting. The teacher can then make a classroom contract of the rules that the class decided on and have the students sign it. This contract should be placed on the wall so that students can refer to it throughout the year. Classroom community meetings will continue to take place as the year progresses so that students have the opportunity to discuss how to better the classroom environment and community and to address any problems or concerns that have arisen.
Another way to implement synergetic behavior in the classroom is to have groups of students within the class compete against each other by playing a review game for a test such as Jeopardy! This is an opportunity for using co-opetition, one of the non-essential elements to creating a synergetic classroom.
And then another way to implement synergetic behavior in the classroom is to provide students with choice by letting them choose which learning center they would want to go to that day. This not only gives them choice, which is an important aspect in a synergetic classroom, but it also allows students to choose a center that meets their interests, which is also another important aspect in a synergetic classroom.
Benefits of a synergetic classroom are they offer several strategies for teachers, removes or limits the causes of misbehavior, no struggle of wills between teacher and student, enlivens the class, increased learning and understanding of students. Students are able to have a choice in setting rules about behavior and instruction, resulting in responsibility and engagement, and classroom has sense of community.
And these are the limitations in a synergetic classroom. It is difficult and time-consuming for the teacher to plan for. The teacher must stay consistent in order to keep the trust of his or her students. Students and teachers must both have positive attitudes and work to build relationships with each other by staying honest and encouraging. And not all students have the ability to take on the responsibilities given to them in a synergetic classroom.
Although there are both positives and negatives to a synergetic classroom, I believe that the positives outweigh the negatives. A synergetic classroom is an engaging classroom for the students and will not bore them. It keeps them active and engaged in their learning. I like that students have a voice in the decisions that are made in the classroom, such as when they decide together on the classroom rules and agreements at the beginning of the year.
I believe that implementing synergy in behavior management is not only beneficial to the students, but is beneficial to the teacher as well. I see it as an effective way of managing a classroom, and now that I know more about it and see the positives that come along with it, I plan on using it in my future classroom too. I really like that there are very few students who misbehave in this type of classroom, and I like that when they do misbehave that it is addressed immediately.